I think many of us today are feeling exhausted. Our minds may be kind of racing and trying to make sense of all that's happening on the news and with the pandemic. And we probably feel a little scattered and overwhelmed and sometimes lacking in hope. I think about the prodigal son, about how he asked for his father's inheritance and went and he squandered it in, we are told, riotous living. And in the middle of that experience of being desolate and without hope, he finally realized, I can't stay here. I need to go back. I need to head home. And maybe we've had our own experiences of reckoning when we've come to a place of saying, I can't stay here. I can't be in this place of anxiety or fear or worry or being so overwhelmed and exhausted, trying harder and harder and harder just to keep it all together and realize that I'm not making any progress. I'm not getting anywhere. So the prodigal son, he reached this point of reckoning and began to head back and maybe rehearsing what he would say, an apology, a request, a plea, a lament. Maybe he was wondering if there was still room in the house for him to even return to. And then there's that father running to him to gather him up in his arms and celebrate him. And maybe he headed on home with the father. Maybe his mother pulled him aside and said, do you realize that every day your father walked to the end of the road waiting for you? Every day. You know, we find our home, our rest, our refuge, our peace, not necessarily from trying harder and harder and striving and climbing every single hill we can find and trying to gather up all our emotions or make sense of them all or having a polished, confident front, but sometimes in just acknowledging, God, I need your help. Sometimes just telling someone else, I need you to pray for me. I need some encouragement along the way. Sometimes it just comes from being quiet and letting God gather us into God's great and steadfast love, allowing ourselves to be the recipient of grace and allowing ourselves to be found by the one who's been searching for us all along. Remember, you're not alone. God cares for you, and so do we.